Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to another Lockboss show and giveaway. I'm PJ, and I tell you what, we have some good topics, some things to talk about, and I think we're going to have all around good time. I hope everybody is doing great on this Tuesday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. And well, yeah. Before we get going though, we've got a nice sip of Topo Chico there. Cheers to all you out there who are drinking it as well. Man, I tell you what, I was a little late getting everything set up here, pushing the button. So I'm like, okay, we're on. We're good. So we're going to be going over, let me pull up the screen here. We're going to be doing the post of the week, comment of the week, and mentor a future locksmith. What would it take? Now, we're going to be deep dive into that here in just a few minutes. But it is a new month. Happy February. And something I wanted to share with you, okay, is something that we're doing this month. So with an order over $475 for free, you're going to get the lockout water bottle. And you know what? Let me go ahead and get this going here, show you a picture of it here. You can kind of see a picture there. So that's the lockout water bottle. I'll tell you what, it's the Arctic brand that we got laser engraved on here. Pretty cool. I guess I can't really hold it up when it's a small screen. Now can I? There we go. Take a look at that. How cool is that? I'll tell you what, quick little fun fact for you. That picture you see there, I actually took that up snowmobiling a couple weekends ago. Went ahead and I put some coffee in it. And, I'm pretty picky. Like, if I'm going to carry one of these around, put it in my backpack, whatever, I want it to stay either cold or hot. And it definitely did that because shortly after this picture, I burned my lip. So did the job, and I'm excited for all of you. Now, of course, you can buy it separately if you want, but we're really excited about it. We've actually had them for like a month getting in. The anticipation of showing you guys has been killing me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. Let's have some fun and talk about some things. All right, first up is post of the week. Here we go. Okay, yes. I tell you what, guys, Connor has been having fun in Photoshop, hasn't he? What does he say here? Nothing is stronger than family, except me and this Lockboss painting. Pretty sure Vin Diesel said that in one of the Fast and the Furious films. Now, the funny part about this and why I chose this one here is because I have always liked Vin Diesel. Maybe if I pumped a little bit of more brass, I could get those type of biceps there. But until then, not going to happen. So, Connor, man, good job. Hopefully you guys enjoyed his goofy pictures he's been doing. And for a little interesting fact is I don't actually typically 99.9% of the time see any of it until it goes live. So it's kind of fun seeing what the heck they're doing, and it's kind of fun. So next up is, okay, it's like a picture from Tipsy Turtle was sent in from his weddings. I tell you what, I really like seeing that big bro inside of looks like grade 3 residential deadbolt. So cylinder there. So how cool is that? Tipsy Turtle, thank you for sending that in. All right, comment. You know what? Let me bring up one more thing real quick. So this is the new water ball, and I totally missed the point why I was even bringing it up. Okay, and I just realized that, so I apologize. And that is, stick around to the very end, because as you know, when we get new stuff coming out, I like to give some away. So for those of you who are watching live, stick around to the end. I'll tell you how you can win one of these for free, absolutely free. So, all right, anyways, back to the program here. So here we go. Comment of the week. Let's see what we got cooking in the oven on this. All right, Terry Lewis says, good video, PJ. Thank you, Terry. Quick question. Do nickel-plated keys affect the price versus brass keys? That is a great question. And let's talk about the answer. So the short answer is no, it doesn't. However, something that I did before I started shooting these is I called around to, I think there was like 3 or 4 recycling places in the area, in our area here. And I just called them up and said, hey, I got some miscut keys as well as a bunch of brass shavings. I call them shavings. They have a word that they like to call it. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think tailings. There's some sort of word that they use. And I told them I had some, brass key shavings, just little tiny pieces, and then some miscut keys. And one of the places said, we're going to pay you. It was the lower of the 2 prices. You can separate them, you cannot. It doesn't really matter. And then the other places kind of said different things. So is what you really want to make sure is call around the places around you and just see. And my experience is that you're going to always find someone who's going to take them separately and they're not going to care. I mean, and I guess part 2 of that question would be, well, what if there's some nickel silver keys in it? And because there is in that 5-gallon bucket, there was actually some nickel silver keys in it. Not many, but there were some in there. And they don't care. They're like, hey, I mean, if it's 90+%, we're good. So it's probably not too big of a deal. I know they don't like to really see a bunch of plastic in it, but hopefully that helps. But I think the biggest thing is to just call around, see who's willing to work with you, and you'll be a little surprised at the difference in what people are going to pay, what the companies are going to pay. There's a pretty significant difference, at least in my area. So let's keep moving on here. All right. So let's get into the thick of it here. So mentor a future locksmith. What would it take? Right. That's the topic today. That's what we're going to be talking about. And I want to talk about how this actually, this question came about. It was from a question that we got sent. Excuse me. And the question is, how to get high school kids into locksmithing. Where I grew up, we had a county-wide career center. Maybe some bigger shops could teach at such centers. That's a fantastic question, fantastic point. And, the truth is I've really tried to spend a lot of time talking about how there's no straight path in this industry. It's something I would love to see changed, and some form or another, I'm going to contribute to that. Or I should say, I hope we are going to contribute to that, because I think it's important. I think it's very important for the trade, the skills to continue to move on and progress. And, with the technology adaptation of the car keys, and I mean, for that matter, access control and electronic locks and all of that stuff that comes with it. We need to get some attention when it comes to the schooling of the trades. And I'd love to know what you guys think about that. And if you guys have any leads or something I could chase down, would be kind of cool. But so that was the question that was asked. But I really want to kind of dive into, and I'm going to pose that little different question, which is, mentor a future locksmith, what would it take? And I think the biggest barrier that I hear people talk about, and we've tried to document it actually fairly well through some of the videos that we've done, is typically two things happen. People just start up on their own. They have a little experience, maybe working at a hardware store. They've cut some keys, maybe a rekeyed a couple locks, maybe a lumberyard where they're rekeying locks for new houses, keying them alike, that sort of thing. Or they go and they work for someone and then branch out on their own, take it over, just continue to work for them. There's all sorts of options in there. And it really got me thinking. So if a high school kid, or let's just say a 17-year-old or 18-year-old kid, saw you working somewhere and liked locksmithing, kind of heard of it, maybe heard of lock picking. I should have mentioned that's another way that, lock sports, a lot of ways guys get in the industry, which I think is really cool. And they're kind of interested in it, and they approach you maybe on a job or something, or maybe they walk into your store or call you up and they're like, hey, I just graduated high school and I'd like to start to learn how to locksmith. And so I want to talk about it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to run through a few things, but then I would love, absolutely love, in the comments, not in the chat, but in the comments on the video, because that way people can see it after the live's over. What would that look like if someone were to come to you and ask the question, would you mentor me? And my hope is, first of all, I can't wait to read them all myself, and I'll respond to as many of you as I possibly can. But more importantly, I'm hoping that people, who are on YouTube searching for getting into locksmithing type videos, hopefully run across this video and will help provide them some information that could help them maybe cut a deal with a locksmith in their area. And so I have some questions for you. And I'll just start giving them to you, and let's kind of talk through them a little bit. So if someone wanted you to teach them how to locksmith, I guess the first question you have to answer, of course, is like, I think the first question that pops into mind with anybody is, am I going to be teaching my competition, right? And that's a question you have to answer, right? And that's usually a conversation about that. Maybe you're willing to train, but they can't work with you sign a agreement that they wouldn't work in the city you're in or within X amount of miles or something, right? It's just some sort of agreement. Maybe you're like, what, I would actually, we need more locksmiths around here. I've been running crazy, and I would love to show you. Maybe that's something you want to do, because I think the biggest point, right, that a lot of times gets overlooked is that they're asking you to show them how to locksmith, but they haven't really done it yet. And they're not even going to know if they like it. And so sometimes, right, we're at step 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and they're like, hey, I'm kind of at 1, like, let me see if I can identify a key blank. And I, like rekeying locks, or I like programming keys, or whatever it might be. So I think, are you going to view them as competition? What does that look like? I think it's just a conversation that has to be had. Right. The next point is, would you want to train them? Right. You want them to ride around with you in the shop. What does that look like? Now, I'm guessing that, like everyone else, for the most part, you have a pretty busy schedule, right? And showing someone how to do something does take time. So the next question is would you want to be paid? Would you want them to pay you? Would you want them to work for you and you pay them an hourly rate as like an apprentice? There's all sorts of options in that, and that's something, in different areas of CLK, actually, when I had a need and I didn't quite know how to fill that need, I would actually hire an intern. And I would kind of help me understand what that position looks like, entails. At the same time, they're typically right out of school or pretty close out of school, or they're able to kind of see if that kind of works for them as well. So viewing it more as like an internship of some sort, I think is probably a decent way to look at it. And then one of the last questions is how long would it be? Now, all of us who have been in the industry for any amount of time realize that we learn every day. We go to jobs, or we get some sort of lock, and we're like, you know what? I've seen one just like this, but for whatever reason, this one's different, or this is not working properly and I have to fix it. So it's a constantly learning job. And I'm pretty certain that most of you watching love the fact that that's the case, that you're always learning, you're always growing your skills. And so if you're going to teach somebody, how to locksmith or be a locksmith, I mean, it's really a lifelong journey. And so it comes to the question, well, how long are we going to do this for? And so those are kind of the questions that have popped in my head kind of going through it. Now, my experience with this would just be watching, growing up in my dad's lock shop and watching guys come and go and wanting to learn, wanting to do this, wanting to do that. And, there's really not a perfect formula for it. And I would really love to know if somebody were to show up on your doorstep tomorrow or call you and they were sincerely wanting to kind of be interested or learn about it, how would you handle that? And how do you think is a good way for them to approach you? And I think it's a great topic. It's a great conversation. And I really want to make a way. At the end of the day, I think I really want to make a way. I hope we can make a way to make it easier for people to kind of get into the industry. Something that some of you might agree with or might not is when it comes to like paying dues or whatever. And I totally get it, right? I mean, we all need to work. We all need to build our skills. And a lot of times we have to do the not so fun stuff. But when you stick a young kid on, stamping keys or sorting keys all day or something like that, that should be part of the job, right? Doing that type of stuff. But you want to make sure you're giving them nuggets, keep them interested, pique that curiosity. And I think that's what has got all of us into the industry. Is a part of that is just the curiosity of it all and learning. So that's what I have for you today. I would really love to know in the comments, not in the chat, because no one will be able to see that after the live's over. And I'm really curious what you think. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see what what your guys' answers are. And I'd love to hopefully kind of build off that in the future. So that's what I have for you. I look forward to reading those comments either later today or tomorrow. All right. Well, we're moving on to the giveaway here. Here we go. Let's get this popped back up here. Let's go to this week's giveaway winners. All right. This is how it works. What to do. If I call your name, if you win, email us your shipping info at sales@clksupplies.com or call us at 800-848-6989 and we'll get your gifts soon out to you. How to win. Comment on our videos and include the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments from the previous week's videos. That's how it works. All right, so here we go. Let's do the 5 winners, and then let's stick around and let's see if I can't give some of these away. How about that? Let's do it. All right. This week's winners. Winner number 1 this week is Eric Richley. Eric Richley, congratulations. Very cool. Here we go. Winner number 2 is Christopher Walter. Christopher Walter, congratulations. Here we go. Winner number 3 this week is Big Hoss. Big Hoss, congratulations. Here we go. Winner number 4 this week is John Shelton. John Shelton, congrats. I believe you've been a winner before, so that's cool. Good stuff. All right. And last but not least, this week's number 5 winner is AZ Sky King. Congratulations. So make sure all of you contact us, get our shipping addresses dialed in, and we're going to ship your stuff out. Man, I tell you what, when I was doing that drum roll, I've been going on the weekends go-kart racing with my kids. And man, my hands hurt from cranking on that steering wheel. Let's see here. Okay, so let's there once again is that. Let's pull that up here. Okay, so this sorry about that. This water bottle here is called the Lockout water bottle. It's very cool. It's 20 ounces. Nice screw-on lid. You can put your favorite Lockboss stickers on it if you wish. And the color is like a, it's like a almost 100% sure it's black here, but sometimes I get a little colorblind in the light there. But yeah, it's black. It's black. And so this is what we're going to do. The first, now make sure you listen. Okay, make sure you listen here, because a lot of you who've been around know exactly what I'm getting ready to do here. So the first 5 people who email us at sales@CLKsupplies.com, make sure you put your shipping address in the email. But for the subject line, I want you to put the name of this water bottle. Okay, the name of this water bottle, put it in the subject line. First 5, we're going to hook you up with a free one. How about that? How cool is that? All right, everybody. Well, I think that is about it. I appreciate all of you tuning in, hanging out, having a good discussion. And next week, I'm going to have more new locksmith trivia for you. So look forward to next week. I hope you all have a great Tuesday evening. Take care, and we'll see you next time.